I just found a bug. Right now, so for example, if you wanted to use a canted sight, like this one, you can't scope in with your main scope and then switch to the canted, like this. You can't go like this and then switch, or your sight won't shoot where you want it to. For example, I'm going to scope in with the ACOG first, and then I'll shoot with the red dot, and then you can see that my bullets are going way below the red dot. We're going to pay attention to that target right there. See, all the bullets hit, but the reticle is bouncing way up there. Now I'm going to ADS with the red dot first. You can see it's on the 25, 4 times 25 down there. That means I'm going with the red dot first. Then when I full auto, it's shooting right where the red dot is, and the red dot's not bouncing nearly as much. I think this has to do with the magnification on the scope, because if I was to full auto with this, it goes way up here, goes way up there, and it keeps spraying around. But when you full auto with a red dot, it doesn't have that much zoom, so it doesn't go nearly as high. So it goes like that. And this happens with other scopes too, not just like the ACOG, for example. Like I can put the LCAN on, zoom in with the LCAN first, switch to this, and then it'll still be my bullets going way below the red dot. But then if I scope in with the red dot first, it doesn't do that. I'm on the red dot. Red dot first. Keep where I want it to. Then if I go like this first, and then that, shoot where I go. So you have to start ADSing on the sight you want to use. It even does it when I use the iron sight on top of the LCAN because it's still zoomed in. Not nearly as much though. And since it's still in the LCAN, not because it's zoomed in. I'm sure it probably does it with LPVOs as well. I'll put this on and try it. So I'm going to ADS with this, and then switch to the red dot. So going way up again. And ADS with the red dot first. And then shoot. Shooting right where I wanted to. Yeah, I think this has been a problem for a really long time. I tested it like last wipe and it was still happening. And it's still happening. I don't think they know about it. It's one of those bugs that BSG doesn't test the game enough to know. Also the flip hollow. The flip hollow kind of actually I think has this exact same problem. But it's not really like you switch sights. Since it's all like one sight technically, it's the hollow with the magnifier on it. Normally, I'll do an example right now. Normal hollows don't move like at all. Like you see all the streamers using them, they shoot exactly where you want them to shoot. They shoot it in the middle. So I can go like this. It'll shoot exactly where the middle dot is all the time. However, this hollow, when you shoot it even on single, bounces way high. Way higher than normal hollow, and you can see if I go like this, it bounces way higher. Let me put on the normal hollow for just to show you. This hollow returns the center way faster, and it doesn't bounce as much. So maybe not way faster, but I'll full auto, and you can see there's going to be a big gap in between where like the reticle's going and where I shoot, where the bullets are actually going on the target. See, they're going under the reticle. And you can see here too. I'm still hitting the target, but the reticle's dancing around up here. If they fix that on the flip hollow, if they made it like a normal holographic where it shot exactly where your bullets went and it didn't bounce as much, like this. You can imagine if you're shooting at a target like 100 meters, this is a lot of bounce. And it's already kind of hard to line it up compared to something like this with the razor. This would be amazing if they just fixed that one issue. I don't know what causes it. I think it's because it's going off of the 4 times magnification and then like this. Then when you switch to the 1, it's just not as good. And then also the parallel. It's shooting under the target. Right, under the reticle. Anyway, Hope they fix it. Actually, it's kind of the same with the pistols. If you really spray really fast, it's gonna shoot on, like, I have to aim like right here to be hitting the target because the barrel's going back down, and before I even have my sight picture again, it hits. Well, the barrel's like already set below. I'll reset the target so you can see. I'm gonna aim in the middle and then just keep shooting. Now you can see my bullets are, a bunch of the bullets hit until the recoil got too high. I wasn't even aiming at the target anymore. I was aiming up and it was still hitting. Can't even see the targets. And the target. And I'm still hitting. Another really big problem is that you actually get way more recoil when you're not using like any type of sight. I'll show you a really obvious example here with the MP153. And then all you have to do is get this sight, and it basically works as a muzzle brake. All you have to put Magnum in it. Right, regular Magnum. I'll put these back here. I'll just aim at that back target right there. I'm gonna shoot like relatively fast. As you can see, I lost my entire sight picture. The shotgun went up to the moon. Now if I put this sight on here, I shot the same speed, but I can maintain sight picture, and the recoil is way less. It doesn't go up as high. Now I don't know how that makes sense, because it doesn't. I think it's because since you have a sight to maintain, the game, like, somewhere in the code, the spaghetti code, they make it so that your sight can line up fast enough. Like, I'm thinking since you have to hold the gun differently, like, or your gun is positioned slightly different to have the reticle, it will still line up. When I shoot, the reticle has to come down and be in the center of my screen again. I'm gonna go like this. Since I'm using the iron sight, also iron sights are just so bad in this game, like, you can't do anything with them, just because this and the clarity. Put this on. Maintain sight picture when I need to shoot again, way faster than without. One more issue that I need to personally address with Nikita. Why can you buy the M1911 Colt regular from Peacekeeper at level 1 right here, but you can't buy the M45 at all? Mind you, the only reason that anybody would ever want this over this is the iron sights. That's literally the only reason. You could aim so much better with these than these little stubby things. And same thing with the Rhino. Why is this one 16K for crappy iron sights, and this one is literally 2 times expensive at 36K, and they give me a crappy flashlight that I don't want just to get the better iron sights? Why can't I just buy the better iron sights separate and put it on myself? That's so dumb. I don't want the tactical one, I just want the better iron sights, but you're making me pay way more. Yeah, you can buy this on the flea market, but what, like, freaking, I love carrying a sidearm, this is my favorite sidearm, why can't you get this from Trader? Yeah, it's cheap, but not mid-wipe or not early wipe. You can't even get it. Besides the durability, you want your sidearm to be reliable. Well, people get these off Raiders. That's like the only way to get it besides finding it. Why can't he just sell this? I don't understand. It's so cool. Another thing, why did I see the Rhino speed loader in the handbook last wipe, or even this wipe, and then it was gone? What happened, Nikita? Why is it not in the game? This is the only thing stopping me from using the Rhino every single raid. I even got it max. You can see my weapon mastery is max. I can already reload it faster, but it's still not fast enough. Why would I use one of these when I could just use it? And the AP bullet for the M45A1 and the 1911, the 45 AP, is practically the same as FMJ for the Rhino, the best bullet you can get. Why would I ever use a Rhino when I could get the same bullet for a 1911 that's semi-auto? And there's a bunch of other 45 semi-auto pistols too. Why? Give me the speed loader, please. So please, at a 44 Magnum, I would use that bitch every single raid. Another thing, why does double action on the Rhino have to be awful? I don't get it. This gun has the best MOA, way better than the 1911, but they had to add the stupidest trigger mechanism to stop people from using double action. It makes it completely useless. Like I said, AP, which you can still craft, and FMJ that you could buy from Jaeger. 357 Magnum FMJ has 70 damage and 35 pen, while AP has 66 damage and 38 pen. They're both gonna hit, like, kill in one shot to the head, or 2 shots to the thorax, if it goes through the armor anyway. Why would I ever want a bullet that, when on double action, makes my gun, like, the gun's inaccurate, and on single action, I shoot way slower than 45 AP. Usually use your sidearm when you're in a pinch, or you want to just kill a scav. And when you're in a pinch, I don't want my gun to be either inaccurate or really slow. I'll show an example. See, the targets are cleared, nothing on these. I'll shoot the single action first, all the way at the end middle. I'm gonna take my time, shoot directly in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you can see, perfect chest shots. I don't think I could do any better on a real target. That's actually, like, that's what you want. I don't think any pistol will do any better. However, I'll shoot at the left target. When you go double action, I'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On this one, for some reason, double action has to be so inaccurate. It hit one in the shoulder, one in the middle, one in the bottom right, one in the bottom left, and if you could see really closely there, one to right, on the far right edge of the target that actually missed. Oh, and there's actually another one on the far right side that actually missed. Why would I ever want that? That's not even that far. I would honestly use my rifle at that range. Like, but with double, like I said, single action hits perfectly. Double action doesn't. There's no reason for a revolver to be inaccurate in this game. You guys want to make it as realistic as playable, but this is just stupid. You would never ever use the Rhino by going like this when you're shooting at a real target, when you could just go like this. It doesn't make any sense. See, still all hit, almost as accurate as the Rhino, and I'm using AP, which is almost the same as the FMJ for the Rhino. It doesn't make sense. Like, if the Rhino had single fire accuracy on double action, it'd be amazing. It'd be like every other pistol. You could shoot it this fast. It's got low recoil. It's got good accuracy. If they had the speed loader, you could reload it faster than this. And this thing would be completely usable. It'd be an awesome sidearm. And also something that I hope you guys don't fix. When you have on double action but it's already cocked back, you can go like this. I missed that one. This. You could shoot it 2 times really fast since the first shot's already cocked and the second shot is double action. That should absolutely stay in the game. One, because it makes sense. You have a slightly, like, pre-pulled trigger pull in the first one, and then you have double action. And secondly, because it doesn't even work. I'm going to replace the targets. I'll shoot 2 without, like, compensating at all. The first one hit, second one went way off to the side. Even if I do compensate, I'll try and actually fix it. You can see, like, literally, you can't hit shots like that. That's all for when I tried doing it with the first shot and the second shot went up to space. Like, theoretically, if you're really close, you can make it work. See, those 2 targets, those 2 hit. It's really cool if you could actually do this to somebody, but you have to be literally right in their face. And you have to be time that so perfectly to do it right. See, if I wanted to go on a guy there, I'd have to go like that. I couldn't hit that. It's really cool, but I couldn't. That's like one thing that's really cool about the Rhinos. You can't do that with other pistols. I guess you don't need to when you have single semi-auto anyway.